Hey, what up, everybody? Steve Breach coming to you. A lot of people are making videos, tweeting on Twitter today about good old John Cena, that Achilles injury. I think the one reason why everybody really cares about this, I think even people that are John Cena fans, is that they know the future of the WWE relies on all of these wrestlers that never really seem to get their shake of reaching the top. They got a lot of guys with a lot of potential. I know The Miz has been there for a while holding that WWE Championship, but even when he was there, he never really, was looked at as the main guy. He was just sort of like elevated to the top a little bit. CM Punk really is the last guy to really become a true main eventer in a lot of the wrestling guys' fans' eyes, and I think he was made mostly by the fans at like Money in the Bank, and just getting really behind him that summer and just pushing him to the top, to where the WWE really had to look at him as he's one of the real guys. And I think a lot of people really want fresh, new faces at the top. Not that they want to get rid of the guys now like John Cena, but John's been on top now for 7 years, just straight, always been there. And now, he got injured last October before Hell in the Cell, and now here it is, just a few months later. We're April going into May, and he's already hurt again, and we don't really know what the extreme result of this injury is going to be. Maybe he is just going to miss a few weeks. Maybe he has to rest that leg a little bit, and he can't, go 100%. But I think in a lot of fans' eyes, it's just that dream of them, moving somebody up to the top. Ryback really got really hot in October, and he was just sort of like nobody really likes it. I made a few videos when people have got injured and they've used people, and I just call them a Band-Aid or a filler, much like Ryback was for Hell in the Cell. They were building him up to the point where they wanted to make him a guy that would be a main eventer, but I think they had to really sort of boost him up there faster than they wanted him to be. I don't know if maybe he was the plans for Survivor Series or TLC, but he ended up getting that main event slot at Hell in the Cell, and a lot of people really jumped on that because they wanted to get behind if he was going to be the guy that beat CM Punk, just to give it a little bit of change of scenery last year. I mean, you also look at Dolph Ziggler. He got to fill in. I forget what the injury was last year, but I think it was over the limit. He was a guy who filled in against Sheamus after they had a late injury. And if you go back through time, the guys that have just sort of filled in parts of the card have gone on to become, real legends and heroes. Much like Mick Foley, he's been looked at. If you watch his documentary, he pretty much says that he was, a filler that, just really got over. He was the guy that got Rock ready for Stone Cold Steve Austin. They knew that was the next big feud WWE had on the card, but they couldn't just give it to us out of the middle of nowhere. They wanted to save it for that special moment, which was WrestleMania. So they had Mick Foley have a series of matches with The Rock for a long period of a couple months. And then you also had, when Stone Cold Steve Austin got injured, they needed something to boost the top, and Triple H says that was the one thing that got him his main event spot, was filling in for Austin when Austin got hurt. Battling Mick Foley, getting ready for WrestleMania, which was supposed to be Triple H versus The Rock, which they ended up getting everybody all involved, the Big Show and Mick Foley as well. Mick sort of regrets having that match, but I think a lot of people remember it, and it was a great moment for Mick Foley. And I always never really understood why they said Mick never really had his big WrestleMania moment. I mean, he was in the main event of WrestleMania 16 or WrestleMania 2000, and even though he got eliminated from that match, when he was, a lot of people there looked at it as that was the last time they were going to see Mick Foley. He got the big standing ovation, even as the match was still going on, for him to be exited out of the ring. I thought that was really cool, and I thought that was one cool way for him to go out on top if it wasn't going to be that Hell in the Cell match from No Way Out, when he did the big bump throughout through the top of the cell. But honestly, I think that is the one reason why everybody is going crazy about the Cena injury, even though we really don't know what the extreme is, or if it's even just some made-up WWE article trying to get people pumped up for Monday Night Raw when they return to the United States. And see what's going to happen with Cena versus Ryback. Are they going to strap it from the card? Maybe they're just trying to pump a big rating. I can't remember which WrestleMania it was, but I remember there was a WrestleMania article on WWE.com that they put out trying to get people pumped up that the morning of WrestleMania, Stone Cold Steve Austin actually got ran over by a car in the parking lot. And they didn't really come out and say that it was The Rock that hit him with the car, but they just said that something was fishy about it, and there never was no car, and stupid stuff like that. But I remember that article clean as day, because it was, when the internet was first coming out, and everything that got put up there you thought was real news, and it turned out to be just stuff trying to boost the ratings and the popularity of the pay-per-view. But we'll have to see what goes on. Is Cena versus Ryback going to happen? Or are they going to have to boost somebody up? Like I said in my last video, it's going to be tough. He's got CM Punk sitting at home. He'd be the easiest guy to bring in, but do they really want to have him come back from the angle he's running right now, where he just sort of walked off Monday Night Raw? Brock Lesnar costs a lot of money, but he's already involved with Triple H. Triple H would be nice to have the belt one more time, but he's involved with Brock Lesnar. You got a whole bunch of guys over on SmackDown, but is that going to make sense? And you just break up the match in order to send the guy over to Raw to be in this title match? I don't know. You could sort of just send one guy back over, making a triple threat with the other one to sort of fill that one up. But you already have the triple threat for the World Heavyweight title. So how many SmackDown World Heavyweight or SmackDown triple threats do you really want to have? I don't know. It's all sort of screwy to me. Assault and battery. He came out and he said, why not plug Christian in there? Is because I think Christian at one time was a main eventer for WWE, but the guy got injured, and when they came back, they treated him like he was a mid-card scrub. They did give him the Intercontinental title, but they didn't really make him anything special. They actually sort of treated him like he never won the title at all. So I don't know what WWE's plans are for Christian, but I'd honestly be really surprised if when he came back he was anything involved with the whole title picture of any belt on any show, at least the world of his WWE. Maybe he'd always be a US or Intercontinental guy, but I think he was more than likely just the guy that filled the gap for Edge, and they just put him in there thinking most people would look at Christian, they would think of Edge from their tag team days and being friends and all that. And I don't know. I think he had his time, he had his place, but I don't think his time and place will be any time in the future. I think him as being looked at as a true main eventer, unless he goes back to TNA, I think is over. So, well, we'll see. What do you guys think? Peace out.